Welcome to day 4 of Soul Care for Nurses Week. In day 1, we explored the idea of energy and how we have an innate healing capacity, and that energy allows us to heal, to restore ourselves. And that often, when we look at different ancient philosophies, like for example, Ayurveda, traditional Chinese medicine, they have woven in their healing philosophies about this energy. On day 2, we were able to access the subtle energies of the chakras. On day 3, we explored the role of pressure points where we can change our energy using acupressure. On day 4, we return back to the chakras, and we will be using our own voice and sound to help raise this energy. Now, just a little bit about chanting and using your voice. From a nervous system perspective, your vagus nerve is the main nerve of the parasympathetic system, and it is what helps us to heal and restore ourselves. As nurses, we are typically under a lot of stress, and we may experience a downregulation or low vagal tone. And in order to put our body into a state of healing, we need to enhance our vagus nerve. And the way that we can do this is through deep breathing, which in all the exercises that we've done, that's something that I've been encouraged. The oropharynx, the vocal folds, are also innervated by the vagus nerve. And so simply by chanting, humming, and anything that also engages the diaphragm or the phrenic nerve, that's also going to raise the vagus nerve or stimulate the vagus nerve. Now, I got into chanting when I first did a chanting challenge. And essentially, what happened was that I would have to repeat a chant for 7 days straight. The first day, I remember chanting maybe up until like 5 or 10 minutes. And then I started out of nowhere feeling really emotional and crying. And I thought that, wow, that's really odd that I'm bawling and chanting at the same time. But because you have to keep chanting no matter what, I just went with it. I surrendered to my experience. And every single day for that 7-day challenge, I bawled my eyes out. And I couldn't explain why. But it was almost as if the sound was eliciting a very deep primal healing process inside of me. And it wasn't until afterwards I realized, when someone has a stress fracture, the way to actually be able to find it other than an x-ray is to actually take a tuning fork, hit the tuning fork, allowing it to reverberate, and then placing it on where there might potentially be a fracture. And I realized that that was what was happening for me. That by chanting the words over and over again and creating a vibration through the different chakras and through the different parts of my body, I was actually orienting myself and sending energy vibrations to where I needed the healing. And so I share this with you because it can be such deeply profound healing that things will come out and rise up that we might not necessarily be prepared for. So if that is the case, then I just invite you to continue to deep breathe and to chant because you're in a safe space. And oftentimes healing is not something that we always understand. And we don't have to understand it to necessarily heal. Our body, again, has that innate wisdom and capacity to help us move through these things. Okay, so we'll now get ready. So I'm going to orient you again to the chakras located from the root all the way up to the crown. And again, there are 7 chakras, and each chakra has a specific color. It has a specific function, an energetic theme, if you will. And it also has a specific sound. And so when you say a certain sound, it will reverberate in that specific chakra. So I'm going to lead you through the exercise. And I'm also going to have the PowerPoint up so that you can see and repeat with me if you forget. So to start, you feel your feet grounded onto the floor. Feel your body being supported by the chair if you're sitting. Allow your belly to softly expand and contract with every breath. Let your shoulders roll down your back. Allow your fingertips and your toes to relax. And soften the features of your face. I invite you to bring that ujjayi quality of breath. Again, almost as if you were trying to create fog on the glass, constricting the vocal cords, engaging the vagus nerve. And then listen for that sound coming in and coming out like the waves of the ocean. I invite you to perceive with your mind's eye a red glowing ball, the base of your spine. And this is your root chakra. Sending your breath there. And the sound is lam, lam, lam. We'll do it one more time, but this time we're going to lengthen out the end of that lam, allowing it to vibrate in that root chakra. Lam. And we'll move up to the second chakra, located below the belly button, the area of the pelvic organs. Imagine a glowing orange ball. And I invite you to say Vam, Vam, Vam. And then this time we're going to elongate the Vam. Vam. Breathing into that area again. Now we're coming up to the third chakra, the solar plexus chakra, located just a little bit above the belly button. Glowing yellow ball. And the sound is Ram. I invite you to say it a few times. Ram, Ram. And then the last time, elongating that Ram. Breathing in, Ram. Moving up to the fourth chakra, the heart chakra. Sending your breath there as you imagine a green ball of light. And the sound is yum, yum, yum. And this time, elongating that yum. Yum. Breathing into that space. Coming up to the throat chakra. Imagining a light blue ball. Sending our breath there. And the sound is hum. So we'll do it again 3 times. And on the third, we're going to elongate that sound. Hum, hum, hum. Breathing into that space. And then we'll come up to the third eye, located in between the middle of your brow. And the sound is Om. So I invite you to say Om 3 times, imagining a light purple color. Sending your breath there. Om, Om, Om. Breathing into that space again. And last one is the crown chakra. It's a white light located at the top of our head. And the sound is also Om. So imagine that light. Sending your breath there. And we're going to repeat Om, Om. Last one. Om. And I invite you to take pause and just notice what has shifted for your body. And just also enjoy the healing that you created inside. Maybe also notice any subtle things in your body. So I invite you to reflect on this experience. What did you notice as you began to engage with the sound, the chakras, and your voice? Did certain chakras come up for you? Did certain sounds come up for you? And so, as you're working throughout the day, maybe driving home, maybe you're writing your chart note, I invite you to practice this as a way to ground yourself, as a way to tap into the parasympathetic and to raise your vagus nerve and vagal tone. Thank you for joining me today, and I look forward to tomorrow's session.